Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only DJ Storms! And I would like to welcome each and every single one of you here back to the channel on YouTube.com. As of course, you already know who I am, Mr. Controversy, and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle known to mankind. What is going on, Brandon? And, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome each and every single one of you to the 14th annual special edition StormsStream right here on YouTube.com. And my guest today here on the StormsStream, he is one of the fastest rising YouTubers and one of the fastest rising wrestling analysts in the wrestling community. He is the creator of the reality podcast. Please help me welcome to the StormsStream, Chris. What is going on, Chris?
Yeah. What's up, guys?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not already subscribed to Chris, go and subscribe to him on YouTube at your boy Chris. Just like that, your boy Chris. You can follow him on Twitter as well, at Chris from Loring. He is an absolute fucking mastermind. What's going on? How you doing? All right.
I'm doing pretty good.
All right. Well, you know, I would assume you're doing pretty good outside of the stupid showdown bullshit that we just went through. What's going on, Bobby? What's going on, Bobby? We got Soda Pop. We got Soda Pop. We got Brandon. We got 6 people watching so far. If you haven't already done so, hit that thumbs up. All right. So we're going to get right into the festivities here on the StormsStream. Trust me, Brandon, I know Stupid Showdown was boring. Just Tyrant Gaming, what is going on? Trust me, Soda Pop Noob, I do not blame you whatsoever. But we're going to start off the StormsStream here with the weekly show reviews. So, should we even fucking talk about Monday Night Raw? I realize I literally have no words. I don't have any fucking words. Monday Night Raw kicked off with fucking Roman Reigns. I mean, you know, if you want the answer to Insomnia and you want a way to bring the ratings down, all you have to do is put Roman Reigns on to start off the show. Shane McMahon then interrupted. Roman says he'll beat Shane at Stupid Showdown. I'm going to continue to call it Stupid Showdown for the entire StormsStream. I don't give a fuck. And then he says he's going to beat Drew at Stomping Grounds. Wow, WWE giving us Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns for the 3rd time in the past 2 months after he bored us to tears the first 2 times. Drew McIntyre came out, the Revival and the Usos came out, we had a big fucking brawl. Drew McIntyre and the Revival defeated Roman Reigns and the Usos, and then Shane McMahon hit the spear on Roman Reigns to close out this horrendous fucking opening segment. Would you like to share your thoughts on this, or should we move on? I'm going to let you decide here, Chris.
Roman Reigns, you suck. Don't forget about the Roman viewer repellent. Go ahead, continue.
Okay.
Thoughts on that, continue.
Moving on. Moving on, people. Oh my god. Jaden Haddon, what the fuck are you watching? Super Showdown was fucking horrible. You're a fucking idiot. How you doing? How you doing, Bitter End?
Super Showdown was good.
Yes, some idiot in the chat room said Super Showdown was good. Get the whoever's.
He must be a troll.
Oh yeah, clear-cut troll. Oh, by the way, Bitter End Wrestling, what's going on, man? He's actually watching from Australia, I believe, right now. How you doing? Then we had Miz TV with Seth Rollins. Rollins basically promised to beat Lesnar and Corbin at Stupid Showdown. Lesnar showed up. They showed a video of Lesnar showing up. Lesnar arrived, but he made Rollins wait till later on in the show. Then we had the Lucha House Party and Lars Sullivan. They had a brawl, and the Lucha House Party ended up standing tall there. Would you like to comment on that?
No, because the thing is, if you're trying to freaking have the fact that Brock is gonna show up, why would you even show up in the arena?
Pretty much.
That just fucks up the Money in the Bank aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what I said in my Raw review Monday night, but
yeah.
I don't know why they showed Brock in the arena. I'm like, why? It's supposed to be a surprise situation, but Fuck it, who am I? I'm just a YouTuber who's, talks shit about on a weekly basis. So there you go.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Psycho Dad Jesse just entered the chat room. What's going on, Jesse?
Jesse!
My man Jesse. Neither do I, Brandon. I guess it's just because of the way that he's being presented. Oh my God, it's Sid the Nerdy Mark. Holy shit. What's going on, Sid? Yeah. We got 12 people watching so far. If you haven't already done so, hit that thumbs up. So, then we had a segment with Becky Lynch. She basically promised to destroy Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans came out. Charlotte came out. Just a generic Lacey Evans-Charlotte promo. Literally giving us nothing of substance and nothing to get excited about whatsoever. Then we had, perhaps, one of the worst television matches I think I have ever seen. One of the worst television matches I think I have ever seen with Charlotte and Lacey Evans. Danny Mizik, how you doing, brother? Leave a like if you haven't already left that like. You're free to network with people in the chat room if you want. You're free to ask any questions. Like I said, I'm all about asking questions where me and Chris can answer some questions. Any wrestling-related questions that you guys want to talk about. But again, Dominique, oh my God, Dominique C. How you doing, girl? Yes, Finn Balor and Andrade were very dope. Anyway, but we'll talk about Stupid Showdown later. We got 15 people watching. You kind of look like Private Part / Zach from GTS. Fuck that. This ain't no Zach from GTS. I'm DJ motherfucking Storms. Holy shit, it's Christina Washington. Oh my God. How you doing, Christina?
Christina.
Vlog?
Christina.
Yeah. Chris from Loring is my guest here on the special edition StormsStream. How you doing, Vlog and Tech, by the way? Anyway, one of the worst matches in television history on Monday Night Raw with Lacey Evans and Charlotte Flair. Sloppy as shit. And then Becky just took out both women. What were your thoughts on this segment?
I wasn't even paying attention. I was just buried on Twitter that whole entire time. So, don't care. Don't care.
Yeah, Bobby.
I'm not doing anything. I don't care.
Verbatim. Yeah, Bobby, it was brutal. It was brutal, Bobby. Then Rey Mysterio... it was fucking brutal on the eyes. It was horrendous. I know. Anyway, moving on. Rey Mysterio then came out to... I'm gonna cut you off on the Beck segment and say that I'm salty that DZ isn't champion. You know that Dolph Ziggler wasn't winning, Dominique. You know, Dolph Ziggler was merely there because Kevin Owens did not want to go to Saudi Arabia because of him and Sami Zayn being buddy-buddy and all that. I applaud Kevin Owens for doing so and sticking up for what he believes in, but that's the only reason why Ziggler was there. To replace Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that was technically the reason why he was there for.
Yeah. So, anyway, back to Monday Night Raw. We'll talk about Stupid Showdown, trust me. Yes, I know, Brandon. It was announced for in a steel cage, I know. Rey Mysterio then relinquished the title to Joe, or he was going to relinquish the U.S. title to Samoa Joe. Joe came out. Rey ended up giving up the title. What's going on, So Work? Welcome to the StormsStream. Joe hit the Coquina Clutch, and Joe locked in the Coquina Clutch. He looked like a straight savage, so I will give WWE this. They made Joe look like a straight savage by attacking Rey Mysterio, but at the end of the day, they just gave the title right back to Joe when he shouldn't have even lost it to begin with. I don't even know why they gave the title to Mysterio back at Money in the Bank to begin with. We should have gotten Samoa Joe versus Ricochet for the United States Championship. You should have put Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman in the Battle Royal on Stupid Showdown. I will touch upon that more. After that, we had an arm wrestling match between Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman. Again, waste of fucking time. There was literally, there was no fucking highlights on Monday Night Raw up until the last 25 minutes of the show. And that didn't include the main segment. Oh my God, it's TM161. You're damn right, Monday Night Raw is a yuck. Oh, by the way, what's going on, Chris Surratt? I believe he's from... Where are you from, Chris? I keep on forgetting. You from mid-United States? You from Chicago? You from California? I don't know. But regardless, welcome to the StormsStream. What's going on, Matt Moody? Do you even want to comment on this arm wrestling bullshit?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything about it. It's a snooze fest.
Oh, Kansas, Chris. Okay, can't wait. If Ray's son steps to Samoa Joe, Ray's son is going to sleep. I'm just pointing that out, Dominique. I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah, thanks.
Nikki Cross defeated Peyton Royce. Oh, and by the way, for all you Iconics super fans who are defending the Iconics, how can you defend Peyton Royce at this rate? And I've said this before, the Iconics got worse as their time on the main roster went on, especially Peyton Royce. She is one of the biggest disappointments that I think I've seen on the main roster. She had the potential to be NXT Women's Champion. I don't even know what the fuck happened. She is so fucking sloppy and uncoordinated in the ring. It is fucking embarrassing. And I call them the Aid-Conics, because they give me AIDS of the ears every time they have a fucking microphone. Nikki Cross defeated Peyton Royce. Yeah. I mean, it's comical, but at the same time,
That was a good one.
it was not iconic, Dominique. It was horrendous. It was not iconic. It was horrendous. It was absolutely horrendous. It was absolutely fucking horrendous. Rollins then called out Brock Lesnar later on in the show. Corbin came out, ended days to Rollins. Lesnar beat the shit out of Seth Rollins with a steel chair. And you never liked the Iconics to begin with? I don't really blame you. They were decent in NXT, but they got worse as their time on the main roster. Oh, you're Iconic? Oh, damn right you are, girl. Damn right you are. Show some love to Dominique and give her a follow on Twitter if you haven't already done so. Jeremiah Jefferson, how you doing? Welcome to the 14th StormsStream. We got 12 people watching so far. Be sure to hit that thumbs up. The best match on the Saudi show was Finn and Andrade and Triple H and Orton. Yeah, I get that. I get that, Chris. Don't worry, Sid. We will talk about the Firefly Funhouse after we talk about this horrendous fucking Lesnar segment.
Well, we'll talk about it.
Oh, yes, we will.
We'll talk about it already.
No, ho, ho, ho. Lesnar beat down Rollins with a steel chair. Rollins was bleeding from the back. He was F5'd in German suplex, and he did not cash in. He said he was going to cash in at Super Showdown on Friday. Listen here. 49-cent Rage Hamilton, how you doing? I do not want to see Brock Lesnar as a champion at all. Brock Lesnar should not be a champion. Becky Lynch is the best girlfriend following him out. Yes, she was. Don't worry. I caught up on that. But listen, Brock Lesnar should not be anywhere near a championship title picture at all. It's a complete waste that he already has the Money in the Bank contract to begin with. And listen, we all know that he is completely outdated. We all know that his combined nearly 700 days as Universal Champion were completely fucking irrelevant. He has go-away heat, and he should not be anywhere near a title picture of any sort. Not even the 24-7 championship. But, I mean, come on. Come on. It's like WWE is not even fucking trying. Brock Lesnar looks like the biggest moron on the face of the planet, especially after what happened at Super Showdown. Especially after what happened at Super Showdown with Brock Lesnar basically beating down Rollins to a pulp. Beating him to a pulp and saying, we're going to cash in on Friday at Stupid Showdown. I'm serious. Again, only person better than Seth is Elias. No, Dominique. Don't bring that talk into the StormsStream. Do not.
Oh, wait, what was the comment?
Apparently that she's an Elias super fan. I mean, like, at some points I let it slide, but she's an Elias super fan. She thinks Elias is better than Seth. He was, but not anymore.
No comment on that, but moving on.
Yeah, I'm going to hand it over to you. What were your thoughts on this whole Brock Lesnar segment?
He should have just clearly cashed in Money in the Bank. And I was talking about this with TM on the other group chat that I'm in. Brock looks like the most stupidest Money in the Bank winner of all time. Like, he had the perfect opportunity to cash it in, and he wants to wait till Friday. Now, if you guys saw what happened at Super Showdown, you guys know what I'm talking about on why I call him the stupidest Money in the Bank winner of all time. The best opportunity he should have cashed in was back on Monday. Mm-hmm. So now, we asked the question. He had a chance on Monday, and he had a chance today. When is he gonna cash in? When is he gonna cash in? Now we don't know. We don't know now. We don't know.
I thought he was going to cash in on Kofi, but he didn't, and we'll touch upon that when we get to the Super Showdown review.
We'll touch upon that, all right.
Thank you, Brandon.
Right.
Brandon, you are a fucking beast. Brandon C, you are a fucking beast. Brandon Davis, you're a fucking idiot. Just pointing that out there. Brandon Davis wants to be a troll and try and ruin the StormsStream. Well, you ain't ruining this StormsStream, motherfucker. This is the 14th StormsStream. This is the reality StormsStream with Chris from Loring. So you ain't fucking ruining anything. So you can go back to your dark bedroom and you can go stuff your face with Big Macs. Liv Marie, how are you doing, my dear? Welcome to the 14th StormsStream. Anyway, Firefly Funhouse with Huskus the Pig. By the way, that was a direct shot at Bray Wyatt's former character, Husky Harris. Just pointing that out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm doing great, Liv Marie. I'm doing fucking phenomenal despite stupid Showdown. Then we had Vince McMahon, the Vince McMahon doll, wearing devil horns. And I swear that is probably the most accurate description of Vince McMahon in the modern era that I think I have ever seen. And I am actually shocked. I'm actually shocked that somebody okayed this. You know, Vince is clearly trolling us at this rate.
At this rate, yeah, he's clearly trolling us.
Clearly trolling us. Davis, why is everyone hating on Super Showdown? Because it fucking sucked. You idiot. When is Bray gonna wrestle? I don't even know. I do not even know. To be quite honest with you.
Speaking of that, I'm hearing that Bray is gonna get back in action after SummerSlam.
After SummerSlam, okay.
That's
Vince,
what I'm hearing. After SummerSlam, he might come back. I have no idea, but
well,
who's his first feud? Nobody has told me.
Aleister Black.
Oh, Aleister Black? Oh, I don't know about that.
Dominique said she hopes Bray comes and wrecks someone at Stomping Grounds. All right, that's not bad. We'll see what happens there.
That's possible. You can build that up for SummerSlam. That's not bad.
True.
You can do that.
True. Then we had a back and forth segment between Triple H and Randy Orton. Triple H says not to let the suit fool him. And Orton then responded with, "Go retrieve your balls from Stephanie's purse." Triple H then starts laughing and says, you know, it's too bad you don't know anything about that because you've never had any. And so that was pretty much that. What we got over here? Yes, Bitter End Wrestling. Bray is doing great things as a part of the Firefly Funhouse. Anyway, would you like to comment on that, or do you want to go to the Ricochet Cesaro match?
I mean, it's the same thing that we see in every single Triple H promo. Like somebody mentions his wife. It's the same thing. But I'm not going to argue about Triple H and Randy Orton. That's one of my favorite feuds of all time. So, there you go.
Ricochet versus Cesaro. This was the best part of the show. Decent match, by the way. I love the chemistry. Yeah, I love the chemistry that Ricochet and Cesaro possess. And you know something? Mm-hmm. If they really wanted to make this into a meaningful United States Championship program, if they want to do a triple threat match between Samoa Joe, Ricochet, Cesaro, and then maybe a fatal four-way with Cedric Alexander in there for Stomping Grounds,
that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I would fucking love that. That would make the United States title mean something. Who do you think will win at Stomping Grounds, Alexa Bliss or Bayley? I'm hoping that it's going to be Bayley, but I just do not fucking trust WWE. I do not.
I mean, it has to be Bayley because if anybody doesn't know, Alexa Bliss is a Raw superstar. Just to point that out there.
Yeah?
Why is she competing against Bayley for a SmackDown Women's title? Why?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
I don't fucking know. Because main roster, that's why. Oh, God. Oh, by the way, then Cesaro tried to pull out a table from underneath the ring to take out Ricochet, and R-Truth was there. Listen, I'm going to say this. I am a genuine fan of R-Truth. I love R-Truth. R-Truth is a genuinely funny guy. And he moves around like he's 25, even though he's 47. What's going on, NCB Media? Welcome to the StormsStream.
R-Truth has more charisma than Roman Reigns.
You're damn right he fucking does. You're damn right he fucking does.
Just want to point that out there.
Damn right.
R-Truth has more charisma than fucking Roman Reigns. Just want to point that out.
Damn fucking right. And listen, I want better for R-Truth, and I am happy that R-Truth is getting some notoriety, some attention, and I'm happy R-Truth is getting TV time. I'm genuinely happy for R-Truth. I am. But at the same point in time, you need to realize that this 24/7 championship and the entire concept is completely outdated. It is nothing but a rehashed gimmick from 20 years ago that doesn't fit the current mold of WWE whatsoever. And I've stated this time and time and time again, but the fucking idiots on social media don't seem to understand that. If you're getting behind the 24/7 championship, Brandon, get the fuck out of the chat room. I'm just pointing that out there. I don't even want to comment on that. And then we had the Undertaker segment addressing Goldberg and basically said that Goldberg's next, and they actually cut him off before he could say rest in peace. Do you want to say anything else before we move on to SmackDown?
We can move on to SmackDown. I mean, I missed that the last 10 minutes of Raw because I was recording the review, so I can't really care less about what happened in the end.
I feel the same way, brother. I'm telling you right now, if anyone supports that 24/7 championship, I'm going to verbally victimize you, or verbalize you, as I like to call it. I will verbally victimize you.
I would just... Yeah, keep that out shut about that, because...
Do not come into my StormsStream and spit stupidity. Do not come into my StormsStream and spit stupidity. Anyway, SmackDown was no better. SmackDown was no better. SmackDown, outside of a decent triple threat match with Alexa Bliss, Carmella, and Charlotte, outside of that, it was nothing. It was absolutely nothing. Exactly. Keep the 24/7 title on the internet, Christina. Christina knows. What if...
I tweeted that out, that they should keep the 24/7 title on the internet. They should. Because if you look at it, what they did on YouTube, it did more views than Raw and SmackDown combined this past week.
And that's saying something.
And that is saying something. Yeah, sure, there's something positive about it, but that's the only positive thing about the 24/7 title. Keep it on the internet.
And let me tell you something. The 24/7 championship, just because it draws views on YouTube, that don't mean jack shit. Because most of their money comes from most of their money comes from television deals, ticket sales, and sponsorships. And the 24/7 title ain't doing jack shit in those departments.
People want to say that ratings don't matter. Yeah, tell that to Fox and NBC Universal that ratings don't matter. Tell them that. People
just aren't smart. People just aren't smart. You got people like Brandon Davis in the chat room. I don't know if he's still here or not, but regardless, I'm gonna roast Brandon Davis until he leaves. I think he probably left already, but I don't give a shit. I'm roasting all the dumbass trolls. Anyway, Kofi Kingston kicked off the show. Talks about his trip to Ghana. Ziggler came out. He ran through his career. Kofi said that it should have been Dolph, and it could have been Dolph. But he did make a good point. Dolph quit, walked away, and took himself out of the game. Kofi Kingston said he never quit. And as long as he's WWE champion, it's never going to be Dolph Ziggler. From there, we went into a tag team match where Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston defeated Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and then Kofi Kingston got super kicked by Dolph Ziggler. What were your thoughts on the opening segment to SmackDown Live?
Well, Dolph sounds like a complete crybaby. I've heard this on TM's review. He sounds like a complete crybaby.
TM, shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to TM and shout out to Soda, because Soda Pop was the one that meant it to begin with. So, Soda, if you're watching, shout out to you, bro. But yeah, Dolph sounds like a complete crybaby, and it showed. It clearly does show that he's just there for the money. He's just there for a simple paycheck. He's just there just for that, and nothing else.
From there, we went into a moment of wish, as in wish I could gouge my eyes out so I wouldn't have to watch this garbage. A moment of wish, moment of piss, moment of bliss, whatever the fuck you want to call it, with Bayley. What are my thoughts on AEW? AEW is the absolute future of professional wrestling in 2019. Brandon, if you needed any more reason why, just go and watch Double or Nothing. Now, back onto SmackDown. We're going to talk about AEW's All Out when we get to the end of the StormsStream, because we have three major topics. We're running through the weekly show reviews first. Moment of wish, piss, bliss with Bayley. Alexa Bliss is an absolute embarrassment, just pointing that out there. So Mella came out, and then Charlotte came out. What one will I watch? NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff or AEW All Out? I'm going to be watching both of them. I'm going to be watching both NXT UK TakeOver and All Out.
Yeah, I'm watching both.
Yes.
I'm going to watch both.
I'm actually very excited for NXT UK TakeOver. I cannot wait for that. So Charlotte came out, said she spoke to Shane McMahon, and later in the night we got a triple threat match between Charlotte, Alexa Piss, Alexa Bliss, Alexa Wish, whatever the hell you want to call it, and Carmella. You know, Mella's all right, Dominique. Mella's okay. She's okay. She got better as time went on. I will give her that. Then we had Elias versus R-Truth. This lasted about 20 seconds. Elias won the 24/7 championship, and then all the lumberjacks that were surrounding the ring came into the ring, and they were fighting each other. Elias sneaked under the ring, and apparently R-Truth followed him, pinned Elias under the ring, won back the 24/7 championship, and then hightailed it fucking out of here. I cannot stress any more how much of a fucking embarrassment this is. If you find this shit funny and entertaining, then your standards are incredibly low. This is not comedy done right. This is not comedy and wrestling done right. You know what they were doing with Eric Bugenhagen on NXT television with Drew Gulak? That's comedy done right. You know what they did with R-Truth and his United States Open Challenge, doing a tribute to John Cena? That's comedy done right. This is not comedy done right. I'm telling you right now. I will reiterate it again. I am going to say again, yes, Orange Cassidy. Good job, Brandon C. Orange Cassidy. Comedy done right in professional wrestling. The 24/7 championship, I'm going to state it over and over again until it is drilled into your fucking heads. It is nothing but a rehashed gimmick. A rehashed gimmick from 20 years ago that doesn't fit the current mold. Brandon Davis, you are an absolute fucking ignorant idiot, and you do not belong anywhere near the term professional wrestling. Get the fuck out of the chat room, or I'm going to continue to verbalize you. Chris from Loring, Mr. Chris from Loring, would you like to comment on this fucking disaster of a segment with the 24/7 championship? No, Dominique, no.
I mean, you already took all the words that you already said out of my mouth already. So there you go. You could have said it any more perfectly, to be honest. I'm
trying to give you a bit more time. I don't want to take up all the time myself because, you know, you are my guest here.
Well, I know. Don't worry about it. But what you said is technically true about the 24/7 title. I don't know how people can support it. I don't know how. It's just the PG version of the hardcore championship. That's what it technically is, except for the fact that it's not hardcore. Because it's the PG era, so.
Yep. SummerSlam is on. Yeah. SummerSlam is on August 11th, Jeremiah. So we won't have to worry about that interfering with All Out and NXT UK TakeOver. Just pointing that out there. So Shane McMahon called out Roman Reigns. Roman came out, and then he caught a Claymore kick by Drew McIntyre, and then another spear by Shane McMahon. Who cares?
Same old shit, different times. Who
cares? Did anyone order Monday Night Raw on SmackDown Live? Anyway, yes, exactly, Mr. Nerdy Mark, Mr. Sid, the Nerdy Mark, Meek Mahan. That broken gimmick is dead, but it still lives. Anyway, triple threat match between Alexa Bliss, Carmella, and Charlotte. Decent triple threat match, and I will give Alexa Bliss credit here. She did work in this match, and she did take bumps. She was taking super kicks from Carmella. There was a spot where Charlotte had the figure eight, and Alexa Bliss did a twisted bliss onto Charlotte, and it was broken up by Carmella. Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose came out, and I don't know why they're still feuding with Carmella, but regardless, they caused a distraction after Carmella hit a Hurricane Rana on Charlotte, and then... Oh, don't worry, Jeremiah. You're fine. You're completely fine. Do not worry, Jeremiah. Anyway, they caused a distraction. Do you think the women's division needs a woman like Maria Kanellis? Not really, Jesse. No, I don't think that.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think they need Maria at this point.
Yeah. What they need is better fucking booking. That's what they need. Don't worry, Jesse. You're good. You're completely fine, Jesse. Alexa Bliss ended up winning. DDT to Carmella. Alexa Bliss is facing Bayley at Stomping Grounds.
Can I ask why?
I'm sorry.
Why is this match even happening? Can I ask why? Can anybody tell me in the chat room why is that match taking place? Can I know? I would just love to know why. Because Alexa is a Raw superstar, while Bayley's a SmackDown superstar. So this match is already predictable to the smart fans' mind. Bayley is winning at Stomping Ground.
I don't trust this company, dude. I do not
trust. I don't trust this. But then again, I don't trust this company either. I don't. I don't trust this company. So there you go.
Jaden, you are correct. Vince needs to hand over the chair to Triple H. I do not even trust this company. I don't even know what is going on. And look, I understand that you want to save the big fish, aka Ember Moon, for SummerSlam. Ember Moon and Bayley at SummerSlam. I get that, but come on, you could come up with a much better fucking opponent than fucking Alexa Bliss, who has literally done nothing but do Moment of Bliss segments and comedy skits, bad comedy skits at that, with Nikki Cross. And now she's in a championship.
That's just terrible.
And now she's in a championship match with Bayley at Stomping Grounds.
I will say this though: if Alexa Bliss wins at Stomping Ground, you might as well kill the brand split. You might as well. At that point on, you gotta say to yourself, "Yeah, kill the brand split."
You're damn right. Yeah, damn right. You're damn right. Sonya Deville should be champ without Mandy Rose. Sonya Deville should be given an opportunity. She's not ready yet, but she should definitely be given an opportunity. I am definitely...
to be honest, Mandy should have won the Money in the Bank instead of Bayley. Mandy should have won the Money in the Bank.
So what would you have done with Bayley then?
Bayley? Well, you could have kept her on Raw, low key. You could have kept her on Monday Night Raw.
To be quite honest with you,
I get why they broke up Sasha and Bayley because of Sasha's absence, which I don't really blame Sasha at this point. But yeah, you could have kept Bayley on Raw. Put her against Becky at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's title. But
you realize why they gave Bayley the championship to begin with, right?
Yeah, I know. Oh, trust me, I know.
To keep her happy.
I know why.
Just to keep her happy. Because they did not...
at the same time, not only keep Bayley happy, but to reel in Sasha. Saying, oh, everything's good once you come back.
No, I don't think it was to reel in Sasha. I think that they knew that Sasha's gone. There's no way. They literally gave everything to Sasha, all the offers in the world, and Sasha said no. And what happened? What happened? You could visibly see that over the course of the last few months, Bayley was visibly frustrated. And they were afraid that Bayley was going to follow in the same footsteps as Sasha. I don't think it was to reel in Sasha whatsoever. I think it was merely to keep Bayley happy just because they didn't want her to follow suit and leave with Sasha Banks. No, Sasha should not come back.
But then again, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But that has some case also. That has some case as well.
Then we had an interview with Lars Sullivan. I'm actually not going to lie, it was actually a fairly decent interview with Lars Sullivan. Lars Sullivan is actually a very intelligent guy. Telling Kayla, say the name that people have been calling me my entire life. Say the name. So Kayla said the name. Yes, Freak. So then we had Lars Sullivan doing a nursery rhyme of 3 blind mice saying, watch how their tails get ripped off their rear ends, and a beautiful portrait is painted with their bodily fluids. I actually had no problem with this promo. It's actually living up to Lars Sullivan's almost intelligent character, but at the same time, he's a fucking killer in the ring. So I really had no problem with this. Would you like to comment on this before we move on to the next segment?
I have no problem with Lars Sullivan also. I have no problem with him. I mean, he was a beast in NXT, but now, if you guys saw Super Showdown, I'm done with the Lars Sullivan experience. I'm done with it after what they did.
Wait, are you hopping on the bandwagon of the Viking experience? No, I'm just playing.
Already. Been done with that already. Been done.
I just had to throw that one in there. You know, you set me up for it.
Yeah, I know. I see that coming.
Oh my God. Anyway, Andrade Cien Almas was set to face Apollo Crews. He laid out Apollo. Finn Balor then came out after Andrade, and Andrade ended up laying out Finn Balor ahead of their matchup at Super Showdown, or Stupid Showdown. Goldberg then addressed The Undertaker. Yeah, the damage is done with Lars Sullivan. Goldberg addressed The Undertaker. He says that The Undertaker is next to rest in peace. Undertaker shows up, fades away. Goldberg says to tighten up your jock strap, and he would see him in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry, Jesse. I missed your question. I'm sorry. It's hard to keep track of all the people in the comment section or the chat room, and I usually try and do my best to keep track of it. But Jesse, if you could please ask that question again. What's going on? D-Low 1000. What's good? Finally caught the stream. Damn right. Welcome to the StormsStream, D-Low 1000. Goldberg ended his segment so early the commentators had to talk till the end. You're damn right. That's because, like, The Undertaker was cut off, so I think the timing of the timekeepers kind of got fucked up. But anyway, you want to move on to 205 Live?
Yeah, we can. We can move on to 205 Live.
205 Live was actually a very good show. And I say
it was a very good show.
I say this every single week. It is fucking sad, and I'm going to continue to say this, that Triple H can put on a better show with a depleted 205 Live roster. Ask Chris if he thinks Mickie James deserves another title run when she returns from injury. Mickey's
hurt. Yeah, Mickey's hurt. We didn't know Mickey's hurt. At this point, I don't know. I mean, the door is open for her to come back and get a title shot, but at this point, against Becky or against Bayley? That's the question.
Depending on who the champion is at the time.
Yeah, depending who it is at the time. Yes.
Anyway.
But to answer his question, to give Mickie James a shot, yeah, I would.
Okay.
I would.
Yeah, I would like to see some more NXT UK guys on 205 Live as well, Brandon. Anyway, but like I said before with 205 Live, it is fucking scary and it's a bit pathetic how Triple H can put on a better show with a depleted 205 Live roster. Meanwhile, Raw and SmackDown have stacked rosters and they can't even give us a halfway decent show. And to answer your question, Jeremiah, yes, I absolutely love that Awesome Kong is in AEW. But 205 Live, very good show. Show actually started off, it was supposed to start off with a match between Akira Tozawa and Noam Dar, but Drew Gulak interrupted, took out Noam Dar, and Drake Maverick had no choice but to make the match between Drew Gulak and Akira Tozawa. Yes, Sid. Ligero versus Tony Nese before Money in the Bank was awesome. Anyway, so this was actually a good match to start off 205 Live. Akira Tozawa with a cannonball into the barricade onto Gulak. We had Akira Tozawa taking out Gulak with a suicide dive. I love the newfound intensity within Drew Gulak. I don't really know where this is going, but I'm interested to see where it's going. And you notice how on 205 Live, even with the depleted roster, Triple H is piecing together multiple storylines and making it very unpredictable in a good way, by the way. We had a superplex by Drew Gulak and then a torture rack neckbreaker. Drew Gulak defeats Akira Tozawa, and this was actually a shock to me because Tony Nese did request that he wanted to face Akira Tozawa as his next challenger for the Cruiserweight Championship. So what were your thoughts on this opening match, and where do you think Tozawa and Gulak go from here?
I think Gulak will get the title match instead of Tozawa. I think Gulak gets a title match now. Because, like you said, Tony Nese wanted Tozawa, but he lost to Drew Gulak. So, if anything, I can see Tony Nese against Drew Gulak for the Cruiserweight Championship. Actually, that would be a fantastic match, to be honest with you. I would pay money to see that matchup live.
You think we get a multi-man match?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
When, at Stomping Grounds or on 205 Live?
Stomping ground. Hey, you can put it at Stomping Ground to kick off the show, but I wouldn't put that match up on the kickoff show. That match would be too good for the kickoff show, just too good. I would have that match to kickoff Stomping Ground.
So Mike Kanellis was interviewed backstage, and he said to Drake Maverick to send him your best cruiserweights. I'm assuming that we could get a match between Mike Kanellis and Humberto Carrillo down the line. And I say Humberto Carrillo because Humberto has been on a monumentous winning streak as of lately, beating guys like Gulak. Yes, Gallagher, he won the Fatal 4-Way. So I would like to see Mike Kanellis versus Humberto down the line. I think that would be a very good match. Mike Kanellis is very underrated.
I would love to see that matchup.
Very underrated is Mike Kanellis, and Mike Kanellis could very well get a Cruiserweight Championship match, possibly in the next month. Humberto, yes, he is amazing, and he could possibly get a Cruiserweight title match down the line as well. Then in the main event, we had a very good match between Arya Davari and Oni Lorcan. This was, and I say this all the time, Arya Davari is very underrated, and they were doing a storyline with Arya Davari's left arm, I believe. That was the story of this match. Tony Nese was working on Davari's arm for the majority of the match. We had Davari doing that Tower of London slam to Oni Lorcan. We had Oni Lorcan. I love Oni Lorcan's deep cleaning uppercuts that he does. They looks absolutely brutal. I also love his
yes. Looks sick.
I absolutely love his running blockbusters as well. Those are flush. Oh, absolutely flush. By the end of this thing, Arya Davari went for the Persian Lion Splash, and he connected. He connected with the Persian Lion Splash, but he did not have enough energy to cover Oni Lorcan immediately. Oni Lorcan rolled him up for the 1, 2, 3. Oni Lorcan defeats Arya Davari in a very good match to cap off 205 Live. Very good show. And Oni Lorcan and Arya Davari, it's going to be a nice undercard feud for the Cruiserweight division, while you got the main feud for the Cruiserweight Championship going on between either Gulak or Nese or Tozawa or Nese. We're going to see how that plays out. But what were your thoughts on the main event of 205 Live before we move on to NXT UK?
Oni Lorcan is just a stud. Now, let me tell you, I met Oni Lorcan and Danny Burks at Access. Let me tell you, they're really great guys, and I told them honestly they're one of the best tag teams in NXT. But I don't know why Oni Lorcan's in 205 Live. Like, is he like under 2?
Yeah, yes,
pounds, I think?
yes, like I think 199. Yeah.
Well, damn, so that's a shade under 200. All right, so I mean, I could see Oni Lorcan competing for the Cruiserweight Championship at some point down the line. Probably,
SummerSlam.
I would say SummerSlam, if anything. I mean, Triple H is going to want to build up Oni Lorcan for the Cruiserweight Championship. So I wouldn't mind if Tony Nese or Drew Gulak against Oni Lorcan at SummerSlam. I wouldn't mind it.
I think that they're building up. I think that it's going to be Tony Nese and Oni Lorcan, and that's when Oni Lorcan's going to do it. I think they're saving Tony Nese's Cruiserweight Championship loss for Oni Lorcan, and that's why they brought Oni to 205 Live.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to NXT UK. I would say that it was a decent show. Nothing too special on NXT UK this week. We started off with The Hunt, Wild Boar and Primate defeating Saxon Huxley and Tyson T-Bone. The Hunt obviously gaining some more momentum in the tag team division. We could possibly see The Hunt versus the Grizzled Young Veterans being taped over the duration of the Download Festival, because the Download Festival, I believe, is on June 14th through 16th, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
Yes.
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we could see The Hunt versus the Grizzled Young Veterans for the tag titles. Then afterwards, we had Wolfgang and Mark Coffey of Gallus coming out to attack The Hunt, and they stood tall. What were your thoughts on this opening tag team match?
I mean, the match was pretty good. I mean, I love The Hunt. I mean, I got my eyes on The Hunt. That's a really great team. I got my eyes on them. It's only a matter of time before they win the NXT UK tag team titles, because, they're a really great team. They have great chemistry. They work well with one another. I mean, I might as well give them the titles now.
What about Gallus?
I'm not really familiar with them yet, but I want to see more of them. So it's only a matter of time before I catch my eye on them, but I just got to see more of them. I just got to see a lot more of them. But the Hunt, they got my approval.
Dominique.
Best tag teams in NXT UK.
Dominique, what's my favorite NXT guy? Oh, that's easy. Tommaso Ciampa. There's no fucking doubt about it. Yeah, we're on the same page here. Tommaso Ciampa. Fuck fantastic. Oh, by the way, Davis, what is 205 Live? Go on the WWE Network, watch some 205 Live. It's for the cruiserweights, under 205 pounds. It's a great show. Next week, we got Ilya Dragunov, the Russian Maniac, versus Joseph Connors. That should be an interesting matchup next week. We had Kay Lee Ray defeating Casey Owens. Hold on, Jesse. Hold that thought. Kay Lee Ray, I think Kay Lee Ray could very well be one of the top contenders to take the title off of Toni Storm. They could be building up Kay Lee Ray. They could be either building up Kay Lee Ray or Piper Niven for Toni Storm at the next NXT UK takeover. Kay Lee Ray wins with the Crescent Kick and the Widow's Peak type move. Kay Lee Ray gets the victory. Hey, thank you very much for stopping by, Jeremiah Jefferson. Thank you so much for stopping by the StormsStream. I greatly appreciate it. You have a great night. Why you hate Shayna? Why you hate Shayna? You can't be hating on Shayna, Dominique.
I hate Shayna Baszler.
Dominique is hating on Shayna.
Why?
I don't. Well, we'll address her. Here, Jesse.
We'll address that a little bit.
Jesse, what's the joke that you got for Chris? Because Chris likes jokes. What's the joke you got for Chris? Is it Stupid Showdown?
Yeah, I love jokes. So,
what's the joke?
If it's about Stupid Showdown, let me know now.
Yeah.
Let me know now.
All right, I'll keep an eye out for his comment. But anyway, then the grizzled young veterans address the crowd. By the way, Zach Gibson is a fucking phenomenal heel. I absolutely love Zach Gibson. He's fucking phenomenal as a heel. He complained about defending the titles. WWE bringing in Alberto Del Rio for ratings. Yeah, that is a joke. You're damn right that's a joke.
That is a joke.
There you go. Don't worry. Look, Dominique, the reason why Shayna Baszler is still in NXT is because, like I said before, I am thoroughly convinced that Vince McMahon is not a fan of Shayna Baszler, nor does he have any plans for Shayna Baszler to come up on the main roster. That's why. I genuinely don't think that Vince McMahon is a fan of Shayna, because if he was, then Shayna would have been on the main roster after Survivor Series in November.
Yeah, she would have been called up after Survivor Series. She would have been got called up.
Yeah. Anyway, so they complained about defending their titles at the Download Festival. I think he called Vic Joseph a whelk. I don't know what that means.
A whelk, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means either. I was trying to find out what that meant.
Yeah. Called him a whelk. Jordan Devlin is the best heel in NXT UK. You damn right, Matt Moody. You damn right.
Oh, that I agree.
Yeah.
That I agree.
DJ Mike TV. DJ Mike TV, how you doing? Welcome to the 14th annual special edition StormsStream. Don't worry, you will see Chelsea Green in NXT, Jesse. Right now, she's healing up a wrist injury. Regardless of them defending the titles at the Download Festival, they told Johnny Saint to sort things out. So obviously, they are being just the cocky prick dick heels that they are always meant to be. Grizzled Young Veterans are absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love it. Brandon, relax. I know you love Zach Gibson. Calm down, Brandon.
Oh yeah, Zach Gibson, you'll love Zach Gibson.
Yeah,
you'll love him.
Anyway, so we then had an advertisement advertising Imperium versus British Strong Style next week in a 6-man tag. I cannot wait to see that. Yes.
That should be hard hitting next week. That should be hard hitting.
Oh, Dominique, I don't do it monthly. I just say annual just to like add more. I just say it just to like add more words to it, just so it sounds cool. Anyway, we had a Fatal 4-Way in the main event. Fatal 4-Way in the main event, which was very good, by the way. It was Jordan Devlin versus Dave Mastiff versus Joe Coffey versus Travis Banks. There was one spot in the beginning of the match where I was laughing my ass off at. Joe Coffey and Jordan Devlin were each at opposite corners, and Travis Banks were running corner to corner. Did I watch Super Showdown, Mike TV? Yes, I did. We're going to talk about that later on. We're almost done with the weekly show reviews. So Travis Banks was running back and forth, taking out Jordan Devlin and Joe Coffey in the opposite corners. Joe Coffey was laying in a seated position in the far left corner of the screen. Jordan Devlin ran at Travis Banks. Travis Banks tripped him up. Travis Banks tripped Jordan Devlin up, and Jordan Devlin went head first right into Joe Coffey's balls. And I swear, I was laughing. I think Nigel McGuinness said right in the package, I believe. But regardless, I was laughing my fucking ass off. That was fucking hilarious. That was fucking hilarious. So from there, we had Dave Mastiff getting to the fray. And Dave Mastiff and Joe Coffey, the two big men, they were going at it on the outside. We then had Joe Coffey hit All His Best for the Bells. That's his discus lariat finisher. And Dave Mastiff was sent over the top rope. Travis Banks then hit the Slice of Heaven, Enziguri, and then the Kiwi Crusher. Dropped Jordan Devlin right on his neck, and Travis Banks is the new #1 contender. I cannot wait to see Travis Banks in the WWE United Kingdom Championship title picture against Walter. It's been a long time coming for Travis Banks. Travis Banks is very underrated. What were your thoughts on this main event before we move on to NXT?
The beginning part of that matchup was just hilarious. It was just, I enjoyed that, especially Nigel McGuinness' reaction. It was just hilarious. But Travis Banks, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I was thinking about Travis Banks so real quick. Travis Banks, he's one of the most underrated guys in like all of wrestling entertainment. And I mean the main roster as well. Does he win over Walter? No, I don't think so. I don't think he wins over Walter, but he'll come close, though. He'll come close. I thought NXT UK was a really good show, but let's see what happens with Travis Banks against Walter for the NXT UK Championship. This should be good, though. It should be a really good matchup.
Who do you think they're going to save for Walter at NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff?
It's got to be... I want to say Pete Dunne. But because of their matchup at NXT TakeOver New York, that matchup was just fantastic. And I think Triple H wants to have that matchup again. You know Triple H is going to stack up that card.
Oh, yeah.
For Cardiff.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to stack up that card. I would not be surprised if we get Walter and Pete Dunne again. If anything, it's got to be a stipulation in that matchup. There's got to be a stipulation to that matchup.
Last man standing?
What would it be? Probably 2 out of 3 falls, maybe? Maybe 2 out of 3 falls, maybe? I don't know, but let's see what happens. But you know Triple H is going to stack up that card as crazy as possible.
Yeah, that could be Pete Dunne's swan song for NXT UK.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Before he gets called up to the main roster, or if he goes to NXT. I don't know. Let's see.
Jesse wants to know if you're a fan of Shelton Benjamin, and he wants to know if you think Shelton should get a push.
A push? I met Shelton Benjamin at Access. He's a really big dude. Do I think he'll get a push? It's hard to say. Over the IC title or the US title? That's another thing I want to know.
Either one.
Either one? If I was to give Shelton Benjamin a push, it'll probably be for the U.S. title. Or not 100% the IC title, 100%.
I mean, like, him versus Balor could be pretty decent.
It could be decent, but him and Samoa Joe? I don't know about that. I'm a little too iffy about that. But I wouldn't mind a Shelton Benjamin Finn Balor matchup for the IC title. I wouldn't mind it. It would be decent. It would be really decent.
So... from that, we had NXT, and NXT was mainly just a 2-match show. We had an ad advertising Damian Priest coming, which is the repackaged Punishment Martinez. Next week, we got Candice LeRae and Io Shirai versus Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir. Keith Lee defeated Kona Reeves in a decent match to start off the show. Kona Reeves was able to hit the rock bottom on Keith Lee, and Keith Lee ended up kicking out. He hit the supernova that Fireman's Carry jackhammer to get the win, and I believe Keith Lee's being built up for Velveteen Dream and the North American title at TakeOver Toronto. And then we had a good match in the main event between Mia Yim and Bianca Belair. Mia Yim won with Protect Your Neck, that modified single knee down to the side of the neck. What were your thoughts on this episode of NXT as a whole with the two matches preluding NXT TakeOver 25? This was pre-taped.
I mean, it wasn't that bad of a show. I mean, I watched it, but I didn't do a review on it because it wasn't no storyline continuation. But I'm high on Keith Lee. I don't know about anybody else, but Keith Lee has my eye as well. I love Keith Lee. Keith Lee is just amazing at what he does. Mia Yim against Bianca Belair. I was shocked that Mia Yim got the win over Belair. I was actually shocked because I was here assuming that they was gonna book Belair against Baszler again. But now that Baszler lost to Mia Yim, I don't know if she's even gonna get a title shot again. But if anything, this show wasn't that bad. I mean, for a two-match pre-tape show for TakeOver, it wasn't that bad of a show. But we're gonna see Adam Cole next week with the celebration for the NXT Championship. But I do have my topic on this. The wild card for the NXT Championship picture is Tommaso Ciampa. Now he did say on the TakeOver kickoff show towards the end that he's cleared for non-contact activity.
Yeah.
So it's only a matter of time before he comes back. Now, how would I book things here? Cole's gonna be NXT champion, so NXT TakeOver Toronto. Matt Riddle's gonna beat him for Toronto, at Toronto for the NXT title. Then when Ciampa comes back, I would book Gargano against Riddle. I don't know if Gargano will beat Riddle, but if they're gonna book Gargano against Riddle, I would have Gargano win the championship or not. When Ciampa comes back, you can instantly put Ciampa in the NXT Championship picture because of the fact that he never lost the title. So he has a claim right there. And he's owed at least a championship match because he never lost the title. So I would put Ciampa against Riddle with Ciampa winning the title, and then whenever you want, you can have Triple H revisit back that storyline between Gargano and Ciampa with a much better ending. Because we were supposed to get that ending at TakeOver New York, but it never happened because Ciampa got hurt and he got the surgery. So right there, once Ciampa comes back, Triple H can be happy again and rebook that storyline between Ciampa and Gargano.
Very, very, very well said. Very, very well dissected as well. He brought. This is why I wanted him on the show, because he knows how to break shit down. So,
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. That's the weekly show review. So that's our first topic done. And I know that no one wants to fucking talk about this shit, but what the fuck did we watch just mere hours ago? What the fuck did we watch?
It was from what Soda likes to call it, a glorified house show in Jeddah.
Listen, yes, it is Super Showdown time, Dominique. Listen, I understand it's a throwaway show. I understand it's a throwaway show, and I understand it's merely a show for the 10-year Saudi Arabian deal. But come the fuck on, WWE. If you're not going to put effort into your weekly shows, at least put some fucking effort into your pay-per-views. Literally, this show is in the pay-per-view section of WWE's 2019 pay-per-view section on the WWE Network. You go to WWE pay-per-views, you click 2019, you will see WWE Super Showdown 2019. If you're not going to put effort into your fucking pay-per-views, if you're not going to put effort into your weekly shows, I'm fucking stumbling over my words. I am fucking pissed at the fucking horrendous shit that we have seen just this afternoon. I'm telling you right now, outside of the first three matches and a cool moment for Mansoor, This show is a complete waste of time. And I'm telling you right now, it is the main roster's booking that is killing everything, absolutely everything that the main roster has to offer. I'm telling you right now, you could have some of the best wrestling on the show that you could possibly have. I always say that the booking always makes or breaks the show. Shit needs to change. Either Vince McMahon needs to step down, and I've said this numerous amounts of times. I can't even tell you how many people like me have said the same shit over and over again as far as this goes, including Chris. And I'm actually going to hand this over to Chris right now because I feel like a vein is going to pop in my head. So I'm going to hand this over to you. What were your opening thoughts on Super Showdown before we get into some of these matches?
Taker has to retire, clearly.
Oh,
After what happened tonight, Taker has to retire. And listen, Taker is my all-time favorite superstar, as many of you people know. Taker is my all-time favorite superstar.
Same.
And I will say this to the end of my dying breath. Taker's 21-0 streak is better than Ric Flair's 16 world titles. Factual. Nobody would disagree with me on that standpoint. But Taker,
I agree.
It's that time. It's that time. He has to go. He has to go. Vince, oh! Don't get me started on Vince. Don't get me started.
Oh,
Vince,
trust me, we will.
He has to go. Vince has to go. He's got to go. I'm telling you this now. I cannot stress this enough on almost every one of my videos. He has to go. He has to go.
I genuinely don't understand what was the point of I genuinely don't understand how you book some of these matches. Like, how are you gonna book the fucking Revival and the Usos in a 7-minute tag team match? And look, it was a decent match for what it was. It was a nice little fast-paced tag team match. But at the end of the day, why? Like, why would you just throw this match out on the show and put it on the kickoff show if you're not even going to give it 10 fucking minutes?
Did you know that Roman and Shane got more time than the Usos and the Revival? By 2 minutes.
Unfucking real. Unfucking real.
By 2 minutes. The Usos and the Revival lasted 7 minutes, while Shane and Roman lasted almost 10 minutes.
Unfucking real.
Almost 10 minutes.
Unfucking real.
I'm like, what is this shit? What am I seeing? This is like a random edition of Monday Night Raw. Just outside the country. That's the only difference. It's outside the country and a much bigger stage.
I called the Usos to win, and that's exactly what they did. The Usos defeated the Revival. Since the Revival got the win in their first match, I'm assuming we're going to get a rubber match somewhere down the line.
Probably at Stomping Ground. Next thing you know. Probably at Stomping Ground.
Most likely. You already got fucking... more like rematch grounds.
Probably. I would love to see anybody defend Roman versus Drew again at Stomping Ground.
Swear
I'm
to
waiting
God.
for it. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it.
You dare?
I'm just waiting for it.
Oh, God. The show started off with an 11-minute match between Rollins and Corbin. And listen, Corbin's actually a good wrestler. And the match wasn't bad. It was a decent Universal Championship match to start off the show. Rollins retains. But like I've said before, Corbin is a dead character. Corbin is an absolute dead character. I've said this time and time again. They absolutely ruined him with the Constable gimmick, then having him become Raw GM. And then my favorite part was John Cone yelling at Baron Corbin. Yeah, that was actually more entertaining than the majority of the show, to be quite honest with you, Dominic.
Yeah, that was more entertaining than like half the show. Than half the show.
Jesus.
Honestly.
And then on top of that, you still have Baron Corbin wearing this TGI Friday suit 5 months after he lost his job as GM, excuse me. Rollins wins. Brock Lesnar comes out. He's getting ready to cash in. Paul Heyman then trips like a fucking oaf. He trips over the ropes, slides in the Money in the Bank briefcase. Brock gets distracted like an idiot, and Rollins takes advantage and beats him with a steel chair and hits him with a stomp on the briefcase. And listen, Rollins looked like a savage, looked like a complete savage and a complete beast in the end, making it out with the Universal Championship, which was the right move, by the way. Rollins should not be losing the Universal Championship at all.
Yeah, he
but
should
again,
not be losing at all.
But again, Brock Lesnar looks like a fucking moron after Monday. And again, I state again, I do not want to see Brock Lesnar as Universal Champion as much as the next guy after what has happened. But seriously, at least make your superstars, especially your main superstars who are pretty much in the main programs, even though Brock Lesnar shouldn't be in a main program, at least give them a sense of fucking intelligence. Seriously. What were your thoughts on this opening match?
The match wasn't that bad. I mean, that was honestly like the second best match of the entire night, in my honest opinion.
Yeah.
But Lesnar here, he looks like the stupidest Money in the Bank winner of all time. And I said this on my Super Showdown review. Brock looks like a complete fucking idiot. Now that Brock has failed twice on Rollins, technically I'm counting the first one on Raw Monday as a failed cash-in. Where does he go from here? Now, many people on Twitter was guessing, oh, maybe Brock is gonna cash in on Kofi.
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought also. But then again, you got to think about this in yourself. Kofi needs a better heel. And you spoke about this earlier. Now that I'm thinking about it, the right heel for Kofi to work with is Orton.
Yes.
It's Orton. Because to me, Orton is still a heel.
He is.
Now, when it comes to Brock Lesnar, where does he go from here? How is he going to cash in on Rollins? We don't know. I'll be surprised on Raw Monday if Brock even tries again this time. And then I got to ask the question again. Why is Paul Heyman in the ring cashing in? Isn't it Brock supposed to hand in the briefcase to the referee? Why is Heyman in the ring to begin with? That made Brock even look more stupid. Why is Heyman in the ring coming in? Why?
I don't fucking know anymore.
I don't know. I just don't know with this company. I just don't know anymore.
Crowd was dead.
With this company, I just don't know.
Crowd was dead for the next match as well, and the next match was the best match of the night. Finn Balor and Andrade for the Intercontinental Championship. By the way, Finn Balor's entrance is always a beautiful sight to behold.
Agree.
Finn Balor and Andrade, these two, this was a fucking physical match. These two were absolutely fucking killing each other. I absolutely loved this match from start to finish. Very good match between Finn Balor and Andrade. We had Andrade with the kicks, the backflip, handspring Pele kicks, the back elbows. We had Finn Balor with a huge double stomp to the back of Andrade's neck. Andrade was actually dropped on his neck twice in this match. We had Andrade hit the hammerlock DDT, and Finn Balor kicked out. We had Balor and Andrade up on the top rope, and Finn Balor did a modified facebuster to Andrade. And after that, he hit the coup de grace. Brutal fucking stomp. Looked brutal on Andrade. Andrade took a fucking beating in this match. So you got to give a lot of respect to Andrade.
Really bad beating
yes.
in this match.
And Finn Balor retains the IC title. What were your thoughts?
The match is really, really good. I love this matchup. I predicted Andrade to win, but I did not know that the Demon King was going to come out. I mean, that's how much, I don't pay attention to this shit. But I didn't know that the Demon King was going to come out. I didn't know that, so I was fucked in that fucking scenario. So Balor wins in a really good matchup. Now, who do you see for Balor to defend the IC title now? Who do you see?
Well, I did say on the rundown for Super Showdown that Ali did pin Andrade, so they could go with Ali versus Finn Balor at Stomping Grounds, or if they want to, they could go with the triple threat match with Andrade, Ali, and Finn Balor.
Yeah, that I would love to see. That I would love to see.
Then
I would love to see Ali against Finn Balor.
Yes.
I would love to see it.
Then we had Shane McMahon and Roman Reigns. And
oh my God.
I really want to walk away. I really want to walk away right now. I really just want to get up out of the seat and just walk the fuck out. I really do.
The fact that Roman Reigns had WrestleMania-esque fireworks in his entrance, my God, the amount of cocksucking during that scenario. Jesus Christ, dude. The amount of cocksucking during that. My God.
I absolutely, I swear, it's nauseating. It's fucking nauseating.
This is nauseating.
It's absolutely fucking nauseating. I swear. I am going to be on the verge.
This match almost put me to sleep. This match almost put me to sleep.
I'm going to be on the verge of having a fucking aneurysm at this rate. They absolutely overplayed the fucking heel character that Shane McMahon has. They overplayed it. Shane McMahon has overstayed his welcome on television. Now we gotta wait until Stomping Grounds, where Roman Reigns is going to most likely beat Drew McIntyre, and then we're probably going to have this drag out all the way into SummerSlam. You could talk about how they gave Roman all the pyro, and he's over. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Shane still won, but it doesn't matter. The reason why Shane won is so they could continue this bullshit. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do with Roman Reigns. It doesn't matter what you do with Roman Reigns at this moment. Anything involving Roman Reigns is an absolute waste of fucking time. Anything that they do with Roman Reigns is an absolute thumbs down as far as the program goes. Simply because of the fact that they are just not using him correctly. They're not turning him heel. The guy needs to be heel. The guy is an absolute fucking flop as a babyface. No matter how you look at it, no matter...
I've said this, yeah.
What?
I said this multiple times on the podcast. If you want to consider, even consider Roman Reigns as an all-time great superstar, he's got to turn heel.
Exactly.
And then, Storms, think about this. Look at the all-time great superstars in the past that has turned heel. Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Andre the Giant, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, The Rock, The Undertaker. The list goes on. And look how those men's careers turned out to be. Think about it.
No.
Even Roman's cousin The Rock has turned heel.
There you go.
And Seth Rollins. Whoa, the only difference is with fucking Seth Rollins heel turn was that nobody saw it coming. That's what made it so good, was that nobody saw it coming.
Exactly.
Now at this point, if Roman Reigns was to turn heel, how many of us smart fans is going to care? No one. How many of us smart fans are really going to care? Once that Roman turns heel, no one's going to care.
Oh, by the way, Tyson Arnold is in the chat room. How you doing, Tyson?
Like I said, no one's going to care once Roman turns heel. No one's going to care. Again, it's going to feel forced. It's going to feel forced. I guarantee it. It's going to feel forced.
At this rate, he has no choice. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it was his fault or not. And it's not his fault. It's not his fault. I genuinely want better for Roman, and I genuinely want to see Roman succeed. I want better for the wrestlers. But the fact of the matter is that, plain and simple, the guy is a flop. Doesn't matter if it's his fault or not. The guy's a flop as a babyface. The guy needs to be heel, and the guy needs to stay out of the main event scene for a long, long time. I am actually fearful right now that they're going to put Roman Reigns back in the main event scene directly after SummerSlam. Because there's no doubt in my mind that that this Shane McMahon bullshit's going to continue after SummerSlam. Anything that involves Roman Reigns, anything that involves Roman Reigns is an absolute waste of time. And the fact that Shane McMahon won here, I have no words. I legitimately have no words.
I'll just fill in the words for you. The fact that Shane McMahon won means that the next time Roman and Shane's gonna fight is at SummerSlam, with Roman winning at SummerSlam. Guarantee that happens. Guarantee you.
Waste of fucking time.
Waste of time. It's a waste of everybody's time. And like I said, when Roman turns heel, how many of you people are gonna care? None.
Shane McMahon, once again, taking another spot away from people who are much more deserving.
There you go.
Yeah, Tyson's going to be live for SummerSlam, so Tyson, you might want to bring a bottle of NyQuil and a pillow.
You might want to bring a bottle of NyQuil, a pillow, and a blanket next to you.
No, actually, Jesse, no, I do not hate them. I love Rowan and Bryan as tag team champions. I absolutely love them as tag team champions. They're fantastic.
Oh, yeah, I love them too. They're really good tag team champions so far, but They haven't done anything with the titles yet, but I want to see them in more matches.
They'll face Heavy Machinery most likely at Stomping Grounds.
Oh, that's a not bad matchup. That's a pretty good match.
Then we had the Lucha House Party versus Lars Sullivan. This went 5.5 minutes too many, number one. And number two, why the fuck did it end in a DQ with the Lucha House Party standing tall in the end before Lars Sullivan ran out and just attacked all three of them? Okay?
That's what I want to know.
Dominique is wearing Bullet Club socks as she is watching the StormsStream. Dominique, you are a fucking beast. You're a fucking beast. We're gonna get along. We're gonna get along just fine, Dominique. Trust me, we're gonna get along just fine. Anyway, Lars Sullivan. Listen, I'm a fan of Lars Sullivan, but it's ironic that we're talking about this match because it's actually on the show right now. Super Showdown playing in the background. At this rate, I don't even know what can save Lars Sullivan. I really don't know. Lars Sullivan, they basically made Lars Sullivan into the male version of Lacey Evans, but instead of walking out and walking back, they had him walk out and beat the shit out of someone and then walk back. And now he actually has his first match, and it ends via a disqualification. There is no excuses whatsoever why Lars Sullivan should not have gotten the pinfall win in 2 minutes here at Super Showdown to make him look like a legitimate threat. I don't see Lars Sullivan factoring into any championships for the rest of the year. Not until at least...
Agree.
Yeah, not until at least 2020. I genuinely...
Or not at least after WrestleMania.
Not at least after
After
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
I genuinely don't understand. The guy literally has all the potential in the world, and you have him lose, or you have him win via disqualification over 3 members of the Lucha House Party, who Lucha House Party should be taken more seriously, and they should have been booked a little bit better, but the main roster got a hold of them. And on top of that, this went 5.5 minutes, way too many. 5.5 minutes, way too many. Do you even want to comment on this?
I was thinking this match. I was gonna think this match was gonna go at least like a minute, 30 seconds. But no, that's 5 minutes too long. So there you go. I'm done with the Lars Sullivan experience. I'm done with it. Time to move on.
Triple H versus Randy Orton. Here, let me just say something. This wasn't sloppy. It was not sloppy. It was solid. There was no botches. Everything was clean. Everything was crisp. But at the end of the day, we have seen this how many times already? 50 plus times already? And on top of that,
a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, and on top of that, it was just generic. It was generic. It was boring. It wasn't a bad match at all. It wasn't a bad match at all, but it was just generic. The best parts of this match were the last 5 minutes. And I got my prediction right. Randy Orton won, which is good. And I would assume that this would probably set up Orton for a WWE Championship match down the line. This match should have gone on no longer than 14 minutes. This match went 11 minutes, way too long. Now, here's the deal. Here's the deal.
Around like 25 minutes.
Yeah. They should have given. Yeah, they should have given 5 more minutes. They should have given 5 more minutes to Dolph Ziggler and Kofi. They should have given 5 more minutes to Andrade and Finn Balor. They should have given 2 more minutes to Rollins and Corbin because that wasn't a bad match. They overplayed this match. This match, realistically, Orton and Triple H should have kicked off the show, and it should have only gone 14 minutes, just like the John Cena match at the Greatest Royal Rumble with Triple H went. That's that.
Which that match wasn't that bad either.
It wasn't a bad. Yeah, it was a decent match. I prefer that match over the Randy Orton and Triple H match that we saw at Super Showdown because that match, it went just the right amount of time. This match with Orton and Triple H went too long. Wasn't bad, but at the same point in time, it was just generic, and we've seen it time and time again. So again, it was just a shrug of the shoulders. It was just a shrug of the shoulders type of match. Randy Orton wins. What was after that? We had Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley, and this was nothing but.
I literally took a nap during that match.
Yeah, I went to get some pasta. I went to get some pasta because I was having pasta for dinner, so I brought some pasta. I brought 2 rounds of pasta. down with a special meat sauce. It was fucking phenomenal, by the way. And I actually preferred 2 rounds of that meat sauce pasta rather than Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. This was nothing but shoulder tackle central, and Braun Strowman wins. Who cares? I don't know where Braun Strowman's going after this. I don't know where Bobby Lashley's going after this. Who
Probably
cares?
nowhere.
Yeah, nowhere. No, Lashley.
There you go.
Yeah, Lashley's most likely on his way out after SummerSlam. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't blame him whatsoever. I don't blame him.
You want to comment more, or you just want to move on?
Strowman is just a dead character. I'm just gonna say this now. A dead character. Already. A dead character.
Just like Corbin.
I just don't care about Strowman. That's just like Corbin. A dead character. And the crazy part about it is, it's not his fault. It's not his fault.
Exactly.
It's not his fault.
There's no reason why he shouldn't have been Universal Champion back at No Mercy.
Mm-hmm. Against Brock, right? Yep.
Yes,
Brock.
yes,
Yep.
indubitably.
Everybody had Strowman over Brock that night, but you gotta give it to Brock.
No,
Give it to Brock.
no, they had to give it to Brock because they were doing Roman and Brock at WrestleMania 34, and Vince had to have his wet dream. Oh, that was funny. That was funny. I'm sorry.
That's
what?
how I felt. It was
Yeah.
just, disgusting.
And then we had Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler. Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler. It only went about 10 minutes. Went 10 minutes. Went way too short, first of all. Went way too short. It was getting decent. It was getting decent. It was getting decent, and the whole reason why they were pretty much cutting these matches short was to have time for Goldberg and Taker, and then Triple H and Randy Orton. Triple H and Randy Orton went way too long. Lars Sullivan and the Lucha House Party went way too long. Finn and Andrade and Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston went way too short. These two had the potential to have a great match, possibly the match of the night, and WWE, for whatever reason, just didn't do it. They just didn't allow them. They didn't allow them off the chain. And this is why I say the booking of the show always makes or breaks the matches, and it breaks the overall quality of the show. It breaks the show, and it breaks it down into tiny bite-sized pieces. What's your question? What's your question, Jesse? Ask away. Listen, I respect Dolph Ziggler and I respect Kofi Kingston. But at the end of the day, again, this is merely just an interim feud for Kofi Kingston before we get into something more meaningful, which I hope is Randy Orton, who should...
I hope it's Randy Orton as well.
Who should be Samoa Joe's challenger for the U.S. title? That's Jesse's question. What is going on, Johnny Pockney? Welcome to the 14th StormsStream, brother. How you doing?
Ricochet.
So you think they're going with Ricochet at Stomping Grounds?
Mm-hmm. Probably the Ricochet or probably Cesaro.
We'll
or
see.
not both of them. Why not both of them?
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there. Do you want to comment on Ziggler versus Kofi? Because I am legitimately fucking, disgusted about, this entire issue. And now we got a rematch between Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler in a steel cage after this was meant to be a one-and-done thing. And, obviously they got to build toward Stomping Grounds, so they needed something quick to react on. And that was best.
Wait a minute. Really? Wait. I did not know about this. We got Kofi and Dolph in a steel cage match at Stomping Ground?
Yes.
This is news to me. I didn't even know about this till now.
They had 5 matches for Stomping Grounds. I will tell you them.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh my god. Your reactions are priceless, dude. I'm doing great, Johnny. How are you?
First of all, Dolph is there for a paycheck. Dolph is there for a paycheck. It was originally supposed to be Kevin Owens against Kofi for stupid showdown, but Kevin Owens didn't want to go because of his beliefs, and I don't blame KO for pulling up over there. I don't blame him, but this was supposed to be a one and done thing. Okay, so Dolph gets a title shot at Super Showdown because KO didn't want to go there. Let's just give him a title shot and then let's go back to KO. No, now I found out on this stream. Now I find out that's going to be Ziggler and Kofi in a steel cage at Stomping Grounds? Since when was that announced?
On the show?
On the show? Oh, so I must have missed it. My God, God bless me. Jesus Christ. I don't know. I have no idea where they go from after that. I'm guessing it's going to be Orton after that. I have no words.
Dominique.
This is literally news to me.
Yeah. Dominique mentioned something about Big E's heel turn. Do you think he's going to turn heel?
Ooh, no, I was thinking about that during the show.
I mean, they do have the potential.
I want to say no. Yeah, it has the potential, though. It has the potential.
They could make it like a Johnny Ciampa feud if they wanted to.
They could. I would say yes. I think Big E will turn heel before SummerSlam. That's my guarantee. I think Big E will turn heel before SummerSlam.
Yeah. Who in the chat room just messaged saying Cesaro and Rollins for the Universal title? Because that sounds like a great fucking program.
That sounds really, really good, but they gotta build him up even more. As a
True.
heel. They gotta build him up even more.
Jesse, my man Jesse. So, aside from Ziggler and Kofi inside a steel cage, we also got Rollins and Corbin in a rematch at Stomping Grounds. We got...
Was that announced?
Yes, and we also got Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans for the Raw Women's title at Stomping Grounds. We got...
Throw the show in a dumpster fire already, please.
We got Bayley versus Alexa Bliss for the SmackDown Women's Championship at Stomping Grounds. And then we got Roman versus Drew. The 5 matches, 4 of those matches are rematches from feuds that have been developing over the course of a few weeks that nobody gives a shit about. You want to face me at Stomping Grounds, Dominique? All right, fine. Let's drive to Tacoma, Washington, meet the operator of the best damn Twitter handle known to mankind. You will meet Mr. Controversy, the one and only DJ Storms at Stomping Grounds. I don't give a fuck. But 4 matches on Stomping Grounds already. 4 matches are matches that are rematches from a few weeks ago that have been developing that no one gives a shit about, and then one of them is a rematch from a feud from 2 years ago that people are trying to forget about. Bring it, Dominique, bring it. If Stupid Showdown, if the rundown for Stupid Showdown, and listen, I had no energy, no enthusiasm, no drive, and no motivation for the rundown for Super Showdown, and it did decent views. It got about like 15 likes, I believe, which I appreciate you guys for watching the video, even though it's not my best work, but I feel as though that is the same DJ you're going to get for the rundown for Stomping Grounds, because I literally just have no enthusiasm, no energy, no motivation, and no drive. I really don't. What are your thoughts on this bullshit?
I'm just lost for words right now. Now, granted, Brock can cash in at Stomping Ground, but at this point, do you really trust his company from to do that?
No. I hope he
No.
does unsuccessfully.
And I hope if he cashes in, it's unsuccessful. Because at this point, that Money in the Bank contract should have gone to Ali, because it was reported that Ali was supposed to win the Money in the Bank contract until he found out on the last second that Brock was going to win it.
Unfucking real.
So there you go. If none of you guys didn't know who was the original winner was supposed to be, it was Ali. Ali was supposed to get it. Because of the fact, and I love how they played this, because of the fact that Mustafa Ali was supposed to be in the chamber match, but Kofi took his spot. So there you go.
By the way, it's your boy Leo just entered the chat room. What's going on, Leo? How are you? Welcome to the 14 Storm stream. So then after that, wait, me versus you at Stomping Grounds for the... No! I am not facing you for the 24/7 championship, Dominique.
No.
Dominique, let me tell you something, Dominique. When we Skype down the line, I'm going to have a long, drawn-out conversation with you about this 24/7 championship bullshit. Thank you very much, it's your boy Leo. I am doing fantastic outside of Stupid Showdown. Speaking of Stupid Showdown, we're not done with the review for Stupid Showdown yet, unfortunately. We have the 50-man over-the-top rope battle royal. you had Samoa Joe, and Tony Nese in it. Your United States champion and your Cruiserweight champion. What was stopping you from putting Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley in the 50-man over-the-top rope battle royal? Meanwhile, you could have gotten a U.S. title match with Joe and Ricochet on this show to actually generate some more interest. You would have gotten a better match. And on top of that, why didn't you just put Tony Nese and Akira Tozawa on the show? You could have gotten a great match out of those two men as well. But no. Great treatment of your champions, WWE. You put your two champions in the 50-man over-the-top rope battle royal only for them to get eliminated. Only for Tony Nese. Tony Nese got eliminated within 5 minutes. And no.
Spoken like a true champion.
My God. But
spoken like a true champion.
No, Jesse. John Cena is not going to boost the ratings. Yeah, Brandon Davis, I am ignoring you because you're a troll.
Listen, I'm gonna say this right now, and I don't care what fan will say about this. No superstar, no Roman Reigns, no John Cena, no Brock Lesnar, nobody in WWE will boost up ratings. Nobody in this company right now is boosting up ratings. Nobody. Not even AJ Styles.
Not even AJ.
And that's hard to say. Not even AJ Styles. Not even Seth Rollins either.
I'm not ignoring you, Dominique. I'm ignoring Brandon Davis. I'm not ignoring you. Dominique, you're fine. Dominique, you're on my good list. You're on my good list. Brandon Davis is a fucking moron. He's been trying to troll me all fucking...
Who names their son Brandon? Who names their son Brandon?
Oh my God, and it's spelt weird too.
I hope you're listening. If I don't know why your mom named you Brandon, please tell your mom to change your name. Immediately.
Oh my God. That is fantastic. Where am I from, your boy Leo? I'm from Jersey, baby. Coming to you live from Jersey for the 14th StormsStream. Where are you from, Mr. Leo? Anyway, so... Mansoor ended up winning this battle royal. At the end of the day, it's a meaningless battle royal. And at the end of the day, I can't really complain too much about this because there's much more on the show worth complaining about rather than Mansoor winning, mainly because, it just makes for a nice moment. It's a nice moment for him in his hometown. The crowd popped for him, and he's coming along in NXT as well. It's good exposure for NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a nice moment. I was genuinely happy for Mansoor. Would you like to say anything on that before we move on to the main event?
It was a great moment for him. The battle royal meant absolutely nothing to me and to many other guys, but at the end of the day, yeah, it was great exposure for NXT. It was great exposure for Mansoor. And I said this in NXT review a couple of weeks ago when Mansoor competed. I want to see more of him. He's got that Mustafa Ali type look into him. I want to see more of him. I really do. I want to see more of him.
Yeah,
Triple H has a Mustafa Ali type superstar down in NXT.
Yeah.
I want to see more of him. I want to see a lot more of him.
Oh, you're from New York, Leo. Nice. If you got any questions regarding Super Showdown or Stupid Showdown, we're on our last match, and then we're going to talk about our last topic, which is actually a positive topic. Thank fucking Christ.
A really positive topic.
Yeah. Goldberg versus Undertaker. Do
you want to say anything about it? Or should I?
Both men need to retire. That's the first thing I want to say. But this match.
Goldberg is retired already.
Yeah, Goldberg's technically retired. But they really just need to let The Undertaker go and live his life. It's not special anymore. It's not fun anymore. It was hard to watch. This was genuinely hard to watch. What's going on, Vakula Vlogs? How you doing? Welcome to the 14th Special Edition StormsStream. What do you think of the Seth Rollins match. I think Seth Rollins' match was a decent match. It wasn't all that special, but him and Corbin put on a decent match. I enjoyed it, Leo. Goldberg ran face first into the turnbuckle, knocked himself out, and busted himself open. He was bleeding like a stuck pig. Automatic botch right there. Undertaker couldn't even get Goldberg up for the chokeslam. And then on top of that, Goldberg's head bounced right off the mat on the tombstone, and Goldberg couldn't even get the Undertaker up for the jackhammer. I legitimately thought the Undertaker was crippled. I legitimately thought the Undertaker was paralyzed. There was no reason to have these two on the show, and the only reason why they had them on the show was because of the Saudi Arabian prince. How about you start building up new fucking stars? I'm not ignoring Dominique, Jaden, my God. It's hard to keep track of everyone in the chat room. You need to realize that. And we have a lot of and we got topics to get through. No, Dominique. It was reported that Goldberg did get a concussion. He suffered a concussion and knocked himself out. So he did suffer a concussion in that match. I'm surprised the Undertaker. Yeah, I am surprised that the Undertaker did not suffer a broken neck. He was dropped on his neck by Goldberg in that jackhammer. And then the Undertaker wins with the sloppiest chokeslam I think I've ever seen. I am legitimately disgusted by this match. I am legitimately disheartened. I'm just physically embarrassed. I'm physically and mentally embarrassed for Goldberg and the Undertaker. There is no reason why those two should be in the ring fighting for whatever reason. It's outdated.
Especially in 2019.
Exactly, in 2019. I feel bad for them as well, Dominique. What would you like to say?
In my eyes, Taker is still the greatest of all time, but just give us Taker versus Sting at WrestleMania 36, and that's it. I think, honestly, and I said this on the review, and I said this on the podcast as well, if they're giving us a Goldberg-Undertaker match, it's only a matter of time before we get Sting versus Undertaker. It's only a matter of time. And to begin with, the only reason why Sting came to the company was for one reason, was to fight Taker. Now, there are many reports out there saying that Sting is willing to come out of retirement to face Taker. Do it next year. Do it next year.
I guarantee you they're going to do it for a Saudi show.
They're probably going to do it for a Saudi show or for Taker's final match of his career. And if I'm a betting man, they'll probably do it for Taker's final match of his career. They'll probably do the same thing for Taker what Flair did in 2008. They put him in the Hall of Fame. They put Taker in his last matchup. They had Flair lose in his last match. And then on the next round of Raw, they did a farewell thing. I expect the same thing for Taker. You put him in the Hall of Fame. You put him against Sting. Sting beats Taker. Next round on Raw, wherever it is in Tampa, you put Taker to his farewell swan song, and that's it. Do the same thing. Do the exact same thing. But it's at the point now where it's no longer special when Taker does his entrance. It's no longer special.
They did it to death.
And I'm also one of the biggest Undertaker fans you'll ever meet. Trust me when I say this, it's no longer special when it comes out.
I don't know anymore. Again, outside of 3 or 4 matches on this show, it was a complete waste of time. Complete waste of time. And again, I will state, if you're not going to put effort into your weekly shows, and I just don't even have the energy to yell anymore. I don't even have the energy to rant and yell anymore. At least put some fucking effort into your pay-per-views. I just genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know. I am telling you right now, October can't come any quicker.
Cannot come any quicker. Now, speaking of October.
Yes.
Let's get to more positive things, shall we?
Yes.
With this Jon Moxley thing.
Yes. Our third topic, yes, indubitably, Dominique. Our third topic, our final topic here on the StormsStream, is a report from Dave Meltzer regarding Jon Moxley's rumored opponent at AEW's All Out on August 31st. And get this, it is rumored to be Kenny Omega. Who's in charge of the program right now? Vince McMahon is in charge of Raw and SmackDown. Triple H is in charge of NXT, NXT UK, and 205 Live. But as far as AEW goes, Jon Moxley's rumored opponent at I almost said Double or Nothing, at AEW's All Out is Kenny Omega. Now, I was actually a little bit shocked by this because originally I thought that he was going to face Kenny at AEW's Fight for the Fallen. That was my original thought. I didn't think they were going to hold it off all the way onto All Out, mainly because it's pretty far away. I mean, like, I get that you can build up and generate some interest, and obviously they're going to need a lot of big matches to sell out the Sears Center in Chicago again, just like they did for All In. But based off the storyline, I really would have thought they would have had it sooner at Fight for the Fallen. Now, I am not complaining that this match is happening at All Out. I'm not complaining that this match is happening at All Out because I genuinely cannot wait for this match. Oh my God, Ethan Craddock! Ethan Craddock, you actually caught us at a very good time because we are talking about a positive right now, and that is Jon Moxley's rumored opponent at AEW's All Out, and that is supposed to be Kenny Omega. Speaking of Jon Moxley, congrats to Jon Moxley for winning the IWGP United States Championship from Juice Robinson. I was actually shocked by that. What were your thoughts on Jon Moxley winning the United States Championship from Juice Robinson, and what are your thoughts on them having this match at the end of August?
Jon Moxley has already done something in less than, I don't know, almost a month that he's done in his entire run with Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Already, just two things. I'm happy for Jon Moxley. Now, I did hear a report that he is the first person to hold both IWGP and Pro Wrestling Entertainment's U.S. title in his career. And then people were just telling me, oh, but Roman Reigns has done that too. No, he hasn't.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know. People have legitimately told me that. Roman also won the IWGP United States title. I'm like, where? When?
What, are they fucking mental? Are they mental?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, by the way, Ethan, yes, you're absolutely right. Juice is very underrated. He does not get the credit that he deserves. He's very underrated.
Oh yeah, Juice is very underrated. Very underrated as well. I'm telling you. Everybody in New Japan, almost everybody is underrated.
Indubitably.
The majority of their roster is underrated.
Yes.
Really good. Very good. But Moxley versus Omega. Oh boy, that's gonna be a 5-star classic at All Out. It's gonna be a 5-star classic. I'm expecting nothing less out of him. I'm happy for Jon Moxley now that he's out of Pro Wrestling Entertainment, out of that prison cell that he likes to call it. I'm happy for him. You know, I always loved him, but you know, Dean Ambrose never really caught my attention. He never really caught my attention. Especially with his World title reign. He never caught my attention. But Jon Moxley now, he's more alive than ever.
So,
and I can't wait to see him in the future.
So what do you think they're going to do for Fight for the Fallen? Like with Moxley and Omega? You think they're going to have Moxley and Omega in separate matches on the show? Do you think they're just going to have them in a segment? Because if the rumored match is at All Out, they're going to have to do something for Fight for the Fallen.
Build it towards it? Yeah, they have to do something for Fight for the Fallen. They just have to. If anything, at Fight Fest, I think they have to build it, and then when it comes to Fight for the Fallen, they can be in separate matches at Fight for the Fallen, making statements to one another, and then when we get to All Out, that's when everything goes literally and figuratively all out.
Damn
literally,
right.
They can go all out.
You're damn right. Kevin Owens, Kenny Omega, the guy he's fighting at Dominion, can't remember his name. Oh, Kazuchika Okada. Kazuchika Okada is the guy that Chris Jericho is... No, is it... Is Jon Moxley or Chris Jericho fighting Okada at Dominion? Oh, it's Okada.
I think it's Jericho.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's Okada and Jericho. That's right.
It's Okada and Jericho for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
Yes.
At Dominion.
So, what's going on down at Fyter Fest? Is Jon Moxley facing Joey Janela?
I think so. From what I've heard, I think he's fighting Joey Janela. I'm not too sure.
Oh, by the way, shout out to Joey Janela. He was on the channel. I interviewed Joey Janela back in April. Great fucking guy. Great fucking guy. The guy's an absolute fucking beast. He had an absolute fucking classic no disqualification match with Crowbar back at Rescue Mania, never forgotten. Guy's an absolute fucking beast. Could we say, now back to this Jon Moxley Kenny Omega deal. We have the World Championship match between Hangman Page and Chris Jericho. Could we say that this match between Omega and Moxley, is this going to act as an unofficial #1 contenders match? Or do you think there's going to be other people that are going to be vying for the first challenger to the AEW World Champion, whether it be Hangman Page or Chris Jericho?
I think it was a non-official #1 contenders match. Because it would have looked bad, looking back at Double or Nothing, it would have looked bad if they had all their executives win, Cody and the Young Bucks and Omega. That's AEW's executive vice presidents. So it would have looked bad if all of them won, but at the same time, I'm happy about the fact that out of everybody there, Omega had to take the...
Well, you have to remember something. You need to remember something. I wouldn't necessarily have said it looked bad, because Cody winning made sense. Cody winning made sense.
Cody's win makes sense.
And the Young Bucks win. The Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros, that could have gone either way. Because they do have the rematch coming up in a few weeks. So the Lucha Bros could lose it back there. Or could win it back there. So, like, that match could have gone either way. That match could have gone either way. I genuinely thought that Omega was going to take it. But since they put Chris Jericho in there, and seeing how good of a heel Chris Jericho is, I think that he's going to favor very well against Hangman Page come all out.
I believe so.
So, at this rate, if it's going to act as an official #1 contenders match, who's winning Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega? That match. Who's winning that match, and who's winning the match between Hangman Page and Jericho? What is going to be the first defense of the AEW World Heavyweight Championship after All Out?
That's a really good question. My prediction, I would have Jericho win the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And when it comes to Moxley versus Omega, now, they could add this matchup. Now, it depends how long Jon Moxley can hold the IWGP United States title. Because in both Moxley's and Omega's contract, they can work also with New Japan.
Yes.
They can also work with New Japan as well.
Yes.
So that's literally a coin toss right there. But if I have to pick one, I would have to pick Moxley to beat Omega. I would have to.
So we're going to go with Moxley?
Yes, I have Moxley over Omega and Jericho over Page.
Moxley
and
versus
then for
Jericho.
Title defense, and then for Jericho's title defense, you can throw anybody there against Jericho, and it'll be a 5-star classic.
Yeah.
You can throw anybody there against Jericho. Anybody.
You know,
if I have to pick one opponent to go up against Jericho, I think it would have to be Cody. Cody versus Jericho would be amazing. Would be a great matchup.
Yes. Although, you know,
and if Cody, and before I talk to you, if Cody wants to play up the fact that he wants to kill the Attitude Era, did you forget also that Jericho was also part of the Attitude Era as well? You got to think about that. Jericho was also part of the Attitude Era.
True.
So if he beat his brother, he's got to beat Jericho some way, somehow.
You know, at the same time, you know, I wouldn't think that they're going to shove Jon Moxley right into the World Championship picture this early. Because, remember, he's only been with AEW for a few weeks, and, like, after All Out, then he's going up against Jericho. He's going to defend the title. Or Jericho's going to defend the title, which most likely will probably be on the very first episode of AEW's Tuesday Night Dynamite, I believe their show is called.
Yeah.
Yes. So if that's the case, and you're going to have Jon Moxley lose, I'm not really sure that, what about the Switchblade conspiracy? That would be fantastic. You never know. But I don't really think that, that they would have Jon Moxley lose, because Jericho's not going to lose in his first title defense. And you do need a good interim opponent. You do need a good interim opponent, and at the same point in time, you do want to keep Hangman Page in the main championship picture, mainly because Hangman Page is going to go on an underdog chasing storyline, and most likely will be able to take the title off of Jericho, and then possibly by mid-2020, we're going to have Hangman Page versus Jon Moxley, and Jon Moxley will become the third ever AEW World Heavyweight Champion. That's just how I see it. That's just how I see it, but I don't really know if they want to put Jon Moxley against Chris Jericho this early, if Jon Moxley's just going to lose. And isn't Jon Moxley...
You can see it that way. You can see it that way, but a lot can happen between now and 2020. A lot can happen. So
yes, you are...
You can think about it that way as well. You can.
Yes, you are absolutely correct. But at the same point in time, is like Moxley a heel? So they're going to do heel versus heel with Moxley versus Jericho?
Now, that's another good question. Now, is Moxley a heel? I say no. I say no. Unless we get some clear-cut indication that he's a heel, then you could put heel versus heel for the AEW World title somewhere at the next point next year.
Yeah, because Hangman Page is a clear-cut babyface. Kenny Omega, clear-cut babyface.
Clear-cut.
I mean, like, unless they keep Hangman Page out of the give me Moxley versus Havoc. Moxley versus Havoc sounds very interesting. Sounds very, very interesting.
That does sound interesting.
You know, in a way, I guess they could build up Hangman Page in the background. They could possibly have him in an undercard feud with MJF.
Possibly.
Because, after what happened at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, they can do that.
So,
how about this? Since Adam Page is going against Jericho, what if MJF costs Adam Page the AEW World Heavyweight Championship?
You know, that would be very good. That would be very good for storyline purposes, but I don't really know if that's how you really want to have the very first AEW World Championship match end in controversy. It would be good for storyline purposes because it would give Hangman Page a reason to go after MJF, and they would be able to fight for a little bit, probably in an undercard feud for a few months, while Jericho goes up against the likes of Mox, Omega, probably some other people. Hopefully Joey Janela. I would like to see Jericho and Joey Janela. That sounds like an interesting matchup.
Yeah, I would love to see that also.
But, you know, there's a lot of combustible elements to go into this, and it's a lot of unpredictability as far as AEW All Out goes and their World Championship title scene. In a good way, though. It almost has the same high unpredictability factor as NXT does. It's a good unpredictability factor, and no matter where they go, in a way, everyone wins. Everyone's winning with NXT, but with the main roster, barely anyone wins with the main roster because you don't know where anyone's going. You don't know if they're going to be used in the future. You don't know if they're going to get put in catering. You don't know if they're going to factor into any World Championship title plans in the near future. You don't know if they're going to be put in any feuds in the future. But with AEW and NXT, you're going to go watch a movie, Dominique? Hey, Dominique, we're going to end the StormsStream anyway. Chris, give me your final thoughts on this whole entire vibe as far as All Out goes, and where do you think the World Championship title picture ends up by the time we get to Tuesday Night Dynamite and we get the weekly show?
I'll probably shout Jericho as AEW World Champion, and then I might sound a little bit off here, but CM Punk shows up at the first AEW TV show.
Ooh, I completely forgot about that.
If anything, and I said this on the podcast, if CM Punk is going to come back to professional wrestling, he's going to go to AEW. That's it.
I completely forgot about that. So don't worry, Ethan. You're not going to regret going back and watching this. I completely forgot about that. If CM Punk shows up, holy shit. Holy shit.
That's my prediction right there.
But ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the 14th Storm Stream as we are approaching 115 15 minutes. We are approaching nearly 2 hours. I would like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into the Storm Stream. Do not forget to follow me on Twitter at Man of Infamy. Follow me on Instagram at DDJStorms. Go and check out the rundown for Super Showdown, Stupid Showdown, if you haven't already done so. I'm going to work diligently on getting a guest for the 15th Storm Stream. It may be next week. It may be in 2 weeks. If it's not next week, most likely it will be in 2 weeks. Next week will most likely be the Lightning Flash Update Parts 1 and 2. Do not forget to hit that thumbs up if you haven't already done so. Do not forget to leave a comment down below if you missed the Storm Stream or if you're just joining. Tell your friends, tell your family members, tell everyone about it to leave a comment down below. Hit that subscribe button. We are at 1,130 subscribers, I believe. Do not forget to hit that notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. That way, you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube, because whenever I pop up on YouTube, it is the best time to be on YouTube. Chris, where can we find you on social media?
So you can find me on Twitter at Chris Loring and YouTube at your boy Chris on YouTube. So I'm dangerously close to 100 subscribers, so there you go.
He is dangerously close to 100 subscribers. Is your review for Super Showdown up?
It is up right now on the channel right now as we speak.
It is up on the channel right now. Go and check out his review of WWE Super Showdown, WWE Stupid Showdown, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But regardless, go check it out. It is fucking amazing. Go and check out episode 29 of the reality podcast. Is that up on the channel as well?
Yes, live on the channel right now as we speak as well.
That is up on the channel as well. Go and check out episode 29 of the reality podcast. He does not get enough credit that he deserves, ladies and gentlemen. Go and subscribe to your boy Chris. He definitely deserves 100 subscribers. Thank you very much, Chris. I cannot thank you enough for coming on the 14 Storm Stream, the reality Storm Stream. It was absolutely fucking amazing. And I think it's about time we get out of here. I'm DJ Storms. He's Chris. This has been the 14 Storm Stream.